Bryan Gaiser is an investment advisor representative of Advisory Alpha LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. All opinions expressed by Bryan Gaiser are solely his own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Advisory Alpha. This recording is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Investment advisory and financial planning services offered through Advisory Alpha LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance, coaching, and educational services offered through Gaiser Financial Group. Gaiser Financial Group is a separate and unaffiliated entity of Advisory Alpha LLC. While tax and legal services may be discussed in the general course of financial and investment planning, Advisory Alpha does not provide tax or legal services. Please consult with your tax or legal professional prior to making decisions related to these issues. This material is not endorsed or approved by the Social Security Office or any other government agency. An annuity is a long-term financial product designed largely for asset accumulation and retirement needs. All guarantees are backed by the claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. All opinions expressed by externally cited sources are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Advisory Alpha. This is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. The case studies presented reflects the specific circumstances of one client and should not be considered a guarantee that another client or potential client may experience the same or certain level of results. This is for informational purposes only and should not be construed as investment recommendations or solicitation. Names have been changed to protect the anonymity of clients and are not testimonials in nature. Learn, grow, and take charge of your retirement. This is the Wealth Through Wisdom podcast with financial advisor Bryan Gaiser, founder of Gaiser Financial Group.
Gosh, Bryan, how long have you and Gaiser Financial been doing this thing? You've been over 20 years now?
Yeah, since 2001. So it's 25 years next June.
As we continue to grow as a society, it seems like retirement becomes more and more complicated. You and I, before we came on the air this morning, we were talking about we want to cover. It's that time of year for Medicare signing up if you want to make a change to your plan, and we just started going off just the Medicare element. How confusing it is.
Whew. I can't believe it. Just to be quite frank, Medicare has got to be one of the most confusing. Mm-hmm. Then they know there's that other one, Medicare Advantage, where you don't have a premium or you have very low premiums. And so which one's better? Should I take the one where I just pay out of pocket? Well, that would depend on health, right? You want to have, if you have really good health, you hardly ever see the doctor. That might be your best bet. Or you might say, hey, I want to know I got a premium and everything's going to be taken care of because each year these things change.
Right. And that's the other part about it. It's not sign up once and done. It's every year. You got to review. The way it reminds me of is if you had an employer that provided your healthcare benefits, you know how every year they bring in the person that specializes in that benefits package and they explain it to you and you have to re-sign up. That's how you have to look at Medicare. You got to revisit it every year. And while, Bryan, you are not yourself a Medicare specialist, you do work with folks here in the Piedmont Triad. You can help people through this process.
I'm licensed in it. Okay. I know it well. Yeah. I have been in it in the past, but you gotta, as my practice grew, I kind of grew away from it as far as handling it personally. But I've got this office that I use. Jeff and Tyler Anderson's their name, and Tyler and Jeff have been doing it combined 60 years.
Wow.
They know it inside and out. It's father and son, so they get along great. They're easy to work with. Everybody I've sent them to really likes them, but I know it well enough to kind of have an idea of what they need.
Okay.
And so that gives them a second set of eyes when they go to somebody that's going to say, hey, he suggested this.
Okay.
What do you think? And I do know enough.
All right.
From that standpoint. But the bottom line is, most people that I deal with, they're determining whether they want to make a change during this time or they're about to retire. And now they're about to step into the Medicare Med Advantage world.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
And you know where I see most mistakes? This is where I see most mistakes. There will be folks that say, okay, I'm going to retire and they want to do something big and they'll take a chunk out of their 401k. So I'm going to pay the taxes on. I've been saving it for years. It's my money. And I want to either take a trip. But then I had this one couple came in and their daughter, who's a school teacher, and had a kind of a tragic situation where a few years before that, her husband passed away. And their daughter's only in their early 40s.
Wow.
And what they did is they wanted to take a chunk out of their 401k, and he's retiring in November at this time, not this year.
Next year. Okay.
But he was, this is a past story.
Okay.
So he was about to retire in November, but I hadn't met with him yet because we meet in December. And he comes in and he tells me what he's done. He's taken out he withdrew $90,000, paid the tax on it, and paid off his daughter's house as a Christmas gift.
Wow.
Which is wonderful.
So amazing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I know. But I didn't want to burst his bubble because when he retired, he was making around about $160,000 a year. Mm-hmm. Well, as soon as he took out that 90 goes on that 260, kicked him into the higher premium. And this is about 4 years ago. But it kicked him into a higher Part B premium for 2 years.
Because explain that. This is, I think, a rule that people don't realize. Before you sign up for Medicare, and what you have to pay correlates to your income, correct?
Correlates to your income.
But
if you're a married couple, anything 218 and down, or just under 218 and down, 218,000, there is no extra. You're paying the same as everybody else.
Okay.
It's the minute you step over that 218 as a married couple, then they're going to start charging you additional for your Part B, which is the Part B Medicare, because you got a Part A Medicare that's supposedly free. That's your hospitalization. Then you have your doctors, if you wear as Part B. That's the way to look at it. Pays the ongoing medical expenses and visits and whatnot. And that Part B is what goes up in the event you make too much money.
Because they look at the rule is they don't look at what you make right now or what you made generally. They look at what you made the last 2 years.
Last year and the year before.
The last 2 years. Okay, so we got to be paying attention. If you're like, I'm a couple years away from Medicare or retiring or whatever, you still need to pay attention, everybody. That's what we're trying to tell you right now.
Yeah, and then this person doing a great thing, if you think about what I just told you a little bit ago, had he split it half in December, half in January, and because she didn't pay her house off until January. So he could have split it into 2 different years and would not have paid an extra couple grand, $4,000 actually, in extra Medicare Part D, which is the medications, and the Part B ended up costing him about $4,400 additional dollars to get that 90 out. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if he would have just taken half out this year, and say it was this year, he could have taken out half this year, half next year. I saw him in December after he had done it, and he couldn't reverse it.
And what is the rule about? I've heard some things about if you make a mistake, it will increase your Medicare premiums forever for the rest of your life, and there's no going back and changing it.
Well, that's not signing up like you're supposed to.
Okay, all right. So that's not this case scenario.
That's Part B.
Okay.
That's Part B. If you don't sign up for Part B like you're supposed to, then what they do is they increase your Part B when you finally do sign up for it for the rest of your life.
Okay.
All right. And it's forever. It's a penalty. It's a permanent penalty.
Okay.
So basically, in a nutshell, when you sign up for Part B, when you're ready to take Medicare, it's 3 months before the month of your birthday and 3 months after. If you pass 65, you got an 8-month window. Let's say you're 68 and you're retiring. You've been on your company insurance. Then you've got an 8-month window from the time you're going to retire before you retire that you can go ahead and sign up for Part B, but it won't start charging you on your Social Security until you do retire and actually on Medicare.
Okay.
You sign up doesn't mean you're on it yet. A start date comes later.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Let's say I'm retiring in 4 months and I'm 68. I'm going to go ahead. I get to sign up today for Medicare. It's not going to start charging me until I actually start taking it.
Okay.
Because some people are taking Social Security and they don't need Part B because they have their own health insurance. You see what I mean?
Right. So
they're getting all their Social Security, and all of a sudden they're going to start pulling that Part B, which this January 1st and 26th is going to be about $203, $202.90 per person.
Okay.
Last year was $185. That's for Part B. So there's an A, a B, and then either a med supplement or a C. The C is the advantage that takes the place of the med supplement if you don't want one. A med supplement, you're going to have an ongoing larger premium each month, but when you go in, it's all taken care of. If you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, then you're paying out of pocket for things like X-rays and ambulance ride, whatever it may be, right? Your ambulance ride. But the point is, until you reach a certain amount of money out of pocket.
Okay.
You with me?
Yep. Like a deductible.
Yep. Part D would just depend on what kind of drugs you're on. So they screen those drugs and go, hey, this would be your best plan fitted for you. Most of the time, Medicare is going to come out Part G. Most of the time, G. So look up G, folks, and read what's in it. But most of the time, most people carry a Part G. It used to be F, now it's G. And that, because there's A, B, G.
There's a lot.
Of course, they complicated that and what have you. So the point is take that complication out. You do need someone to oversee. Know the medications, have everything listed out whenever you meet with somebody. Yeah. Make sure you have your game together.
Yeah.
Oh, I take something else. I can't remember what he takes, blah, 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 blah. You don't want to do that. You just want to kind of get that list out there, and it will help to determine what's best for you.
And of course, Bryan, you and your team, you are here to help figure out things. Yep. Also, as we were saying, we were talking about that father-son team that you work with. There's so many things that are involved in this process. You're here to help, right? Tell people how to reach out to you.
336-586-5861, 336-586-5861. And you also, this is real critical when you're doing your planning for retirement, like I just talked about right there. I have another client that does Roth conversions, right? Mm-hmm. And he's keeping that number under that 218,000. He's kept it under the numbers for the last 4 years. He's got a couple more years to go.
Okay.
And he'll have converted about 600,000 into Roth.
Wow.
And he's doing that intentionally because he knows one day he or his wife are going to pass away, and then there's going to be one spouse, which your taxes jump up highly. But we didn't want extra expenses during that period of time. So he's doing about 100,000 a year every year until he has 600,000 put away in a Roth plus any growth. And the reason we do that is we don't want that number to be too large, which forces a larger RMD, which costs you as well.
Dominoes,
so he's
dominoes. This retirement.
It's never ending. It's if this, then that. If this, then that. Folks, 336-586-5861. You've got to make your Medicare work with your retirement plan. We'll handle the retirement plan. I'll help you get to the right people to help you with your Medicare, your Med Advantage plan. And they really know it. We're talking about 40 years, 60 years combined experience. Dad has about 40, son has about 20. Just put it bluntly. That's what they know. They're great at it. And but the point is, you got to make those two things work together, and I want to know that you're being referred to the right plan, not just a plan that puts commission in their pocket only.
Yeah.
And then that's a big thing you see is people come out and sell you something, but they don't advise you, and they advise you on Medicare. But the point is, you've got to get your retirement plan, Heather. You got to get that retirement plan to work with your Medicare, which also has to work with what are you going to be your withdrawals? What do your expenses look like? All of these kind of variables. Were you planning on paying off your daughters? Did you make that same mistake? And that was a wonderful gesture.
Right.
But just that one little thing could have saved them about $4,400 in taxes to the government.
Yeah.
And because that stuff goes on for 2 years once you do it. Yeah. Once you cross over, you don't just get a 1 year. It's a 2-year thing. And that means additional costs for your Part D and your Part B Medicare. And there's no sense in throwing away money. I'm sure he'd rather given that $4,400 to his daughter. But it was a beautiful thing. House is paid for. They'll be just fine.
Sure.
But it's little things like that make such a big difference, folks. 336-586-5861. Give us a call. Be happy to sit down with you. No cost, no obligation. We just sit down and help you line things up for retirement.
Thanks for listening to the Wealth Through Wisdom podcast. To learn more, visit geiserfinancial.com. Bryan Gaiser is an investment advisor representative of Advisory Alpha LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. All opinions expressed by Bryan Gaiser are solely his own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Advisory Alpha. This recording is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Investment advisory and financial planning services offered through Advisory Alpha LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance, coaching, and educational services offered through Gaiser Financial Group. Gaiser Financial Group is a separate and unaffiliated entity of Advisory Alpha LLC. While tax and legal services may be discussed in the general course of financial and investment planning, Advisory Alpha does not provide tax or legal services. Please consult with your tax or legal professional prior to making decisions related to these issues. This material is not endorsed or approved by the Social Security Office or any other government agency. An annuity is a long-term financial product designed largely for asset accumulation and retirement needs. All guarantees are backed by the claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. All opinions expressed by externally cited sources are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Advisory Alpha. This is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. The case studies presented reflects the specific circumstances of one client and should not be considered a guarantee that another client or potential client may experience the same or certain level of results. This is for informational purposes only and should not be construed as investment recommendations or solicitation. Names have been changed to protect the anonymity of clients and are not testimonials in nature.